Hello, Leo. Welcome to your weekly reading. I hope that you guys are all doing well. Please remember this reading is general, so it may or may not resonate. But this reading is going to be all about you, Leo. So these are going to be things that you may or may not need to work on. Ooh, there we go. All right. What's going on with Leo? Okay, Leo, we're on number 18. Some of you guys may be 18. 18 is tree. Says let them go. So, Leo, I feel like there might be a love interest or a situation where you've known for a while that you've needed to let this person go. However, you've had a really hard time doing so. And because you're fixed sign energy, so I feel like you do try to kind of hold on to things. I'm a Leo, so I kind of know how things are. I actually have heard someone say how terrible our cutoff game is until we are done with someone. So you might have given this person chance after chance after chance, and you're realizing that you really can't do that anymore. Or on the flip side, you're giving this person so many chances, and the divine stepped in and kind of tore the foundation down. This kind of reminds me of like a tower moment, this card, because things are on fire. Also can signify like a burning ritual where like you write someone's name down who you need to kind of let go and kind of purge, and then you throw it into the fire. So you could take it however you see this. But yeah, Leo, I think that you are just kind of learning to let go of this person. And it's really hard because I feel like you really did love them. You really did see something with them long term maybe, or you really enjoyed their company for a long time. And it was hard for you. I think it's really hard for you right now to do so. People like to say, oh, Leos, they get over things so quickly, which a lot of times we do if it is like someone who we didn't really care too much about. But if we really love them, especially if you have water placements, then it is harder to kind of get over. Okay. We have the number 1, Princess. Says you can be your own knight. So Leo, right now, I feel like while you're in this healing process, you are probably going to have a healing girl summer or a healing boy summer, whatever the case may be. But I feel like you are learning how to stand your own 2 feet, stand your own ground. Some of you guys might have been a little bit codependent with this person. So you are kind of working on yourself, working on your stability, kind of just keeping that crown on your head. If you have children, you're focused on taking care of your kids. Some of you guys may be going back to school to get the degrees that you never got, things like that, trying to figure out like maybe a career path, what you want to do, or you are choosing to focus right now on your career. But you're learning that, you're okay by yourself. You don't really need anyone. So we have number 14, which is Thorns, and that kind of relates to the Princess card. It says, weave together the crown you deserve. So I feel like that actually kind of might pertain to love, where, the crown is like a like a like a love that you're wanting. So, you're nurturing it. You are nurturing yourself. You're taking care of yourself. You are telling the divine what type of partner you want, what you seek in a romantic partner, things of that sort, right, Leo? But you're not so focused on it right now, or at least a lot of you aren't. Some of you guys are focused on it, especially if this was maybe like a high level soulmate or a twin. You want your person still, but you want them to come correctly towards you. So you are kind of giving them time and space to kind of get themselves together. You understand that if it's meant to be, it'll come back together. However, you're not really so focused on the outcome necessarily, but you have a space in your heart for them. However, some of you might be a little bit fixated on how things are going to be coming together, as a fixed sign. And if you have water placements, then you might become a little bit obsessive in that front. So it's important for you to kind of be grounded and make sure that you do have something else going on for you, Leos, at this time. We have the number 19. Some of you guys can be 19, and that's lavender. Surround yourself with love. So at this time, Leo, I think you've already kind of purged maybe who is for you and who is not so much for you, who just wants to profit off the fruits of your labor, who only come when they want something, who aren't really there for you when you truly need them. So right now I think you are kind of leaning to the good friends and family who are always there for you, who you feel connected with, that no matter what, you guys are always going to be close and always going to have each other's back at this time while you are doing your healing work, your shadow work, things of that sort. You might be spending a lot more time with them. So we have number 4, mirror. Treat your body like the palace that it is. So for me, it could be that some of you guys have maybe struggled a little bit, maybe with your body image. This could actually just be showing that you are dealing with someone who mirrors you, as we know with like the twin flame journey, and even I think high level soulmates can mirror some of your behaviors and trigger you in a sense here. But I feel like, maybe this person who you are dealing with might have mirrored to you things about yourself that you need to work on, things that you don't necessarily like about yourself. So, that made you kind of introspect and go within, figure out, that you needed to go through some dark night of soul, have that ego death, kind of really be the better version of you. And it's all because of this person. So they were actually meant for you to meet and meant for you to have your soul's growth. We have number 30, castle. It's time for healing, not war. So in this picture, you see that she is crying. Her world got shaken up. Everything got destroyed. Her castle was basically torn down. I feel like right now, Leos, you kind of are the phoenix rising from the ashes. You might have gone through like some abusive behavior with someone. And I'm kind of getting that this is more so with someone else. Maybe you were in some type of partnership with someone that kind of had an expiration date, but you stayed longer than you needed to. For others of you, this pertains obviously to your soulmate or your twin, whatever journey you are on. And you are learning that, everything on this path, on this journey happened for a reason. It was for your soul's highest good. For some of you, you are going to have someone new coming in, and you do need to be healed to a certain degree, and where you can actually communicate with them so that the relationship can be successful. If you're not able to heal yourself or really go within and kind of discover what you truly need to work on, then any other partnerships that you have are kind of going to kind of crash and burn. the issues that you had in your last relationship are going to just keep coming up, and the new ones that you have. So, for example, if you guys had issues with communication with a past person, you never looked and reflected on how you could better communicate with people. If you just wrote it off as, oh yeah, my person just, they just didn't want to work with me. They didn't want to do this, and the third. Then when the divine brings in someone new, you're most likely going to keep having the same issues because you're going to be going through the same cycles, those same patterns, because you haven't addressed within yourself what the core issue is with you. So that could stem from like a childhood wound where like maybe your family members did not allow you to communicate. They didn't care so much about what you had to say. So maybe you kind of suppressed your emotions and the way that you express yourself. So with partners, you have issues really being vulnerable and things of that sort. For some of you, this can actually be pertaining to like your work. So maybe you thought something was going to go one way. Some of you might have quit your job, wanted to pursue something else like a business, and you're realizing that, things just did not work out the way that you planned. So now you are kind of starting over, starting from the beginning and building yourself back up. Let's see what your animal spirit guides have to say, Leo. Leo. Okay, you get an extra card, Leo. We have Zebra. It says, let go of your fear and know that you're safe and protected at all times. So, Leos, I'm feeling like some of you are having maybe some issues trusting the divine, trusting the process. You might be a little bit afraid, as much as you want to trust it, as much as you say that you do trust everything the divine is doing. Some of you guys might be kind of in the mindset of, oh yeah, everything happens for a reason, except for this one thing. So when everything is kind of going good in our lives, it's easy for us to be like, oh yeah, everything happens for a reason. Or even if something bad happens, you can say, oh, everything happens for a reason. But when it's something that we are truly connected with and truly invested in, that we did not want to end or go south or whatever the case may have you, sometimes it's hard for us to kind of really believe and not saying everything happens for a reason because, we did not get the desired outcome. So I feel like right now, Leo, you are kind of just trying to let go of control, let go of the fear of not knowing what's going to happen. As a fixed sign, we like to have control. That's all the fixed signs. We like to have control. We like to know things. We like to but there is beauty in not knowing certain things and having surprises from the divine. So we have Wolverine. You're a lot tougher than you think you are. So Leo, with everything that you've been through, I feel like you learned that you were stronger than you ever thought you were. You probably didn't think that you could get through some of the things that you've gone through. And, people might have wrote you off in the past, and you showed up for yourself, you fought, and it's beautiful energy. We have Dog. So some of you guys could be born in the year of the dog. I believe that is 1994. It says your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. So Leo, for me, that card kind of tells me that, and I feel like that might be a little bit past energy. There might be some residue still there, but for me, I feel like that is just saying that you were kind of stagnant for a while. You were kind of letting other people tell you kind of how to live your life, what to do, and pretty much you were trying to make relationships work with people who just didn't deserve your energy. And you had to cut these people out. It could be friends, family members, lovers, whatever may have you, but I feel like some of you guys are still kind of trying to transition to where you're not necessarily dealing with these people. And these are going to be people who are toxic for you, who don't want to see you do good, who always kind of bring you down or have like backhanded compliments and things like that, Leah, where you're just kind of realizing you're like, okay, well, I don't deserve this type of behavior. I've given you chance after chance after chance to do right by me, but you refuse to, so now I'm going to leave. We do have Mouse. Says you're overlooking some important details, so pay close attention to what's going on. All right. We have Chameleon. Says stay in the background and adapt to the situation rather than being conspicuous and attempting to direct the course of events. So, I feel like the divine is sending you messages right now, Leo. Your spirit guides are sending you messages on certain situations about certain people. Some of you guys might not necessarily be listening, especially if you have it in your head that this is the person for you when it comes to love. Or, you are trying to cling on to friends and family members who just are not necessarily for your highest good, but it's because you invested so much time with them. And our Leo cutoff game is not strong. Okay, excuse me, I had a little burp. So usually when I burp, that's when I channel. I usually burp. So, and that usually means I'm onto something. But guys, our cutoff game is not strong. We will give chance after chance after chance to people who we truly care about and love until we get to a point where we just had enough, and then we'll become icy and cold. You guys know, right? But, and of course, with certain Leos, some people don't have problems with cutting people off. So, of course, you got to use just how this applies to you. But for the most part, I think a lot of us do try to give chance after chance until we're like, okay, we've already given you enough chances, you blew it, that's it. But yeah, Leo, I feel like right now though too, again, with the Chameleon card, it is kind of correlating with the Zebra card, where I was kind of talking about letting go of control. This card talks about stop trying to direct the course of events. So you guys might be trying so hard to fit together something that just is not meant to be, or it's just not meant to be at the specific time. So again, for example, if you are on the twin flame journey or with a high level soulmate, you are on the path of doing your healing. You're seeing in the 3D side that your person is not doing their healing. You might be trying to kind of correct that and kind of direct their healing and kind of say, well, my person isn't doing their healing, so what's the point? And you gotta remember, Leo, that what's happening in the 3D isn't necessarily the whole truth. You gotta remember, there is things happening on an energetic level. So if you're upset over maybe your person not healing and things like that, and feeling like they're just playing games, playing the field, wasting their time, everything of that sort, you got to look within yourself, because that is a trigger for you. That shows that you are not believing in your person that they can do the work. You are believing that the divine, you're not trusting of the divine, basically, in that sense. Okay, so really, Leo, you're supposed to be focused on only you when you're in solitude. So if the divine separated you from your person, you know that you guys are like soulmates, high level soulmates, you know you're twins, whatever the case may have you. You are supposed to be doing your healing work so that you can come together. And it's going to be about you. Okay? Even if things do not come together and your person is not healing, the divine will bring in someone else for you. However, you need to be in a frequency to match them. So ideally, you want to be in a frequency where you are emotionally independent, okay? So that you don't attract codependency. Or you don't become codependent to that person, whatever they may have you, right? You want to be in the frequency where you're happy, enjoying life, successful in your own right, so that the divine can bring in someone who matches your energy. Okay? So we have Meerkat. Says, get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. So that takes me back to the lavender card, where this person is kind of just hanging out with friends. So you might be finding your soul tribe at this time, Leo, and just kind of spending a lot of time with them, really talking about your experiences. If you are divine masculine, divine feminine, you might be meeting other divine masculines or divine feminines and talking about your experiences with your person. We do have humpback whale. Also, if that's not the case, if this pertains to work, you might be going into business with other people who kind of match your energy, who match your idea and mindset. Or you might be like signing some type of contract with someone. Again, we have humpback whale. It says music is essential to your healing and well-being, whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening. So for me, these type of cards, they kind of talk more so about connecting with your inner child. So a lot of you Leos, you might be musical. You might enjoy singing, dancing, playing an instrument, just listening to music, whatever may have you. But I feel like this kind of pertains to where like maybe you're so focused on the mundane part of life, where you're so focused on working and caught up and relationships, things of that sort, where you're not really having too much fun and connecting with your inner child back when things were kind of easy and you didn't have so many responsibilities. All right, let's see what your self-care cards are, Leo. Well, I'm not going to get that card, guys. Oh. And everything wants to fall now. But the card was priorities. I can see it. So right now I think that you guys might be just trying to prioritize things in your life. Ooh, Leo, you have abundance. Ooh, first time I've seen that card in a while. It says, being a thoughtful steward for the money you already have is the secret to creating more abundance. When you trust yourself to handle more, that's when more shows up. So, Leo, I think you might be getting into mindset where you are trying to kind of be a little bit more responsible, maybe with your spending, especially if you have debt. You're trying not to get into debt. You're trying to pay that off. If you don't have debt, maybe you are trying to kind of cut your spending. A lot of you guys, you might enjoy spending quite a bit, but you have different goals and ambitions. So some of you guys might be wanting to buy a house, buy a new vehicle, pay off a home, go on vacation, whatever may have you. But you are realizing that, you need to be good with your money at this time. Some of you guys might be trying to invest for your future, for your children, things of that sort, planning to have children, whether that be naturally through IVF or surrogacy. So take that as that resonates here. But abundance looks like it is coming for you, Leo. We have space. It says the quality of your life has more to do with what you remove from your life than what you add to it. Give yourself the gift of space. So I feel like right now, Leo, you are just kind of in the mindset of maybe decluttering, maybe refreshing your home, kind of really seeing what truly serves you, what makes you happy. And, maybe you are going on like a more minimalistic type of lifestyle, or just kind of really trying to figure out what is important, kind of simplifying your life to a sense. Then we have focus. It says, if you focus on what you don't want, there's a good chance you might get it. Focus on what you do want instead. So I've been talking about this, Leo, quite a bit in other readings. When you are manifesting, whether you're manifesting in masculine or feminine energy, you manifest in feminine energy when you want to know knowledge, and then when you manifest in masculine energy when you want action. It's more action oriented. So if you want like a career or more money, things of that sort. So when you're manifesting, if you have the mindset of lack, you're going to receive lack. If you have the mindset of abundance, you're going to receive abundance. That's just how that works. And you also need to say that you already have it, because it's already yours. It's meant for you. It's already on a timeline for you. You just need to match that frequency, truly believe that you deserve it and want it, and it will come in. But also, if you're manifesting it, because most things that we manifest, we're manifesting like a new job, a new house, things of that sort. After you manifest, you do need to take action, especially if you are asking for like more money. You do need to take a little bit of action. The divine a lot of times will bring in opportunities for that money to come in. So like it would be like a work endeavor coming in, like a new client. You need to take it upon yourself to accept the client to get the money. Okay, it's just not going to fall necessarily in your lap. Sometimes it does. Sometimes, but there needs to be some type of action. So what I'm saying about like sometimes money will just fall in your lap is like maybe, let's say you have a home and you manifest money. Someone hits your house with their car. The money that you manifest is the money that you get from the damages. So in that sense, it's a wild example, but I've heard people tell stories like that where it's happened. So that is what we're talking about here. We have power. Says the ability to suck it up is not a superpower. Saying no is. Own your power. So we have a good girl crossed out. So Leo, I feel like you are learning how to kind of stand on your own 2 feet, learning to tell people no, because you are so generous. You do love to give to others, but you are learning that you can't necessarily give to others who don't want to help themselves. You might have found that like maybe friends and family always have like a pity party or sob story where things always go wrong in their life, and you're just kind of like, okay, well, I tried to help. I can't really do it anymore. You might have helped financially to these people, And, you're learning, I can't keep giving, because that's like giving an alcoholic a drink, especially if they aren't willing to kind of really sit down and really look at their own actions, behavior, and attitude with money and things like that, set a budget and all that. And then some of you guys might just be getting out of that stage where you are people pleasing, and just really learning it's okay to say no. No is a complete sentence. You might have felt like you've always had to say yes to people, and you felt yourself getting overwhelmed and overbooked. We have reassess. So for me, in my situation, because I am a Leo, this reminds me of Gemini. I have a Gemini moon, so you can see the moons right there, so that's funny. But it says you have the right to change your mind. So Leo, there might be a situation where you felt committed to, but you're realizing, as time goes on, you might be realizing that it's not necessarily meant for you. And so you're at a point where you are kind of transitioning and changing your mind. Could be in terms of work or a love interest. And you're just kind of like, okay, well, this isn't working. This isn't what I want, which would kind of correlate back to the original card that first came out, which was the little tree card, and talked about letting go. So maybe you are kind of at that point where you are just kind of letting go, starting fresh, really figuring out what makes you happy at this point. Then we have ease. You see the girl swinging on the swing. It says, today I allow life to be easy. And I feel like that's just, again, connecting with your inner child, just having fun, not worrying so much about what's going to happen next, or what the future holds, living in the present moment, not necessarily living so much in the past, taking what you learned, what happened in the past and learning from it, but still being present in that moment. Okay, Leo, that is all I have for you. If you like this reading, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, Leo.